Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Real Crime Uncovered. There are several schools of thoughts when it comes to women taking money from men whom they are not ready to date, or men whom they are not ready to marry, or even men they are not ready to get down with. So there's a group of women in the society that hold so firmly the belief that a woman can take money or material gift from any man who asks her out, even though she knows in her heart of hearts that she is not interested in dating that man, or she is not interested in getting married to him. But they strongly believe that she can proceed and collect his gift, take his money from him, and disappoint him at the end of the day. And heaven will not fall. Then we have this other group of women who strongly also believe that if you do not love a man, you have no reason whatsoever to take his money or any other gift from him for that matter. If you are not willing to get down with him, like to get all the way down with that man, you have no reason to take his money or any other gift from him. If you are not ready to date that man, you have no reason to take gifts from him or any other thing for that matter. Now, these different groups have been clashing over the years. And guess what? They've got their cheerleaders all over the walks of life. They've got cheerleaders amongst our celebrities. They've got cheerleaders even among our religious leaders. You heard me right. They've got cheerleaders everywhere. Now, the thing is that young girls who are coming up will find themselves in a situation where they will have to make a choice of which of the divides to fall into. Now, we have young girls who have taken their chances with the group that says you can take every money, every material gift, and everything that comes with it from a man whom you're not ready to date, or whom you're not ready to go down with, whom you're not ready to get married with. They said that is where they want to be. Now, this goes to introduce the story I'm about to bring to us today. Sometimes on the 16th of September 2022, news broke as to how a young lady was brutally murdered by her Chinese lover in Kano State. It was a terrifying sight, very gory. Looking at the pictures of how that young lady, who goes by the name Ummita Buhari, how she was murdered by her Chinese lover, who broke into her house, by the way, pushed her mother to the side, butchered her, and ensured she breathed her last. The Chinese was, however, arrested thereafter by a mammoth crowd and handed over to the police. Of course, he's been charged to court. The country was enraged. The state of Kano was enraged. People were baffled. Like, how dare a foreign national come into our lovely country, Nigeria, and murder one of our own like a bird? It was all shades of wrong. But today, I bring you the version of that Chinese national who murdered Ummita on the 16th of September 2022. Now, before I delve into the story, or the side of the story of the Chinese national who goes by the name Frangang Quadron, let me quickly state that nothing justifies murder. Nothing justifies murder. But this is just to let the society, the world, understand that actions indeed have consequences. And why not avoid certain things if you can, rather than put yourself deliberately in harm's way. So here comes our story. So, like I've already stated, Frank Gang is a Chinese national who was in love with Ummita Buhari, a Kano State indigene. And they were so in love, so that Gang was said to have converted into Islam simply because he wanted to marry Ummita. Somehow, it didn't work out. It was said that Ummita's father's family did not approve of her getting married to a foreigner. So she eventually got married to a Nigerian. We can't really tell if he's actually from Kano State as well, but a Muslim guy from Nigeria. She got married to him. Unfortunately, the marriage did not last a year. They broke apart. Earlier, we were told the guy died, but we found out eventually that the guy didn't die. They just didn't work out in that marriage. So everybody went their separate ways. And that reignited the love that had existed between Frank Gang and Ummita. They continued from wherever they had stopped. Now, according to Gang, who is currently standing trial for the murder of Ummita, he claims that he had spent 60 million naira on Ummita. In his story, he said he bought Ummita a house of 4 million naira. He bought her a car of 10 million naira. He said when she was alive, he took her to places like Bristol Palace. He took her to Central Hotel for lunch. He took her to expensive places. He bought her expensive gifts. He said he gave her 10 million naira to open a boutique. He also gave her money to build a house in Abuja, which according to him, she was already building before the unfortunate incident that cut her life short. He did also mention that he spent 5 million naira to buy her gold jewelries. He also stated that he bought her bags and shoes worth 500,000 naira. He stated as well that he gave her 1 million naira to have solar power installed in her house that she was building in Abuja. So he mentioned a whole lot of things that he had done for Ummita. And he said everything was going well. She appeared to be all happy, enjoying the money. She was cool with the money. She was cool spending the money until on the 13th of September 2022, when she asked him for money again. And at that time, he couldn't give her the money. And he said that was because he didn't have the money she requested for. Now, that made her to stop answering his call. She figured he was broke, and because she was up to live for a certain standard and level, she decided she was not going to deal with a broke man. Now, whether this version of Gang is true or not, we cannot authenticate it, but this is his own side of the story. The dead cannot tell their own story. But this is what Gang has to say. He painted a picture that Ummita was all comfortable taking gifts from him. In fact, he went further to state that they had started making arrangements for their wedding, and he bought her a wedding dress of 1.5 million naira. He also bought a shrebi for her friends worth 700,000 naira. So in his account, if it is true, he did a lot. He did invested so much in the relationship financially, emotionally, and probably otherwise. Now, I'm sure he expected so much from Ummita. He expected her to understand when he didn't have. But that was not the case. So when Ummita requested for money on the 13th of September 2022 and Gang couldn't meet up, for Ummita, it was a deal breaker. She stopped picking his call. She stopped replying his messages. She generally stopped communicating with him and stopped anything that was going to make her to have contact, physical contact with him. Now, this all happened within the space of 3 days, but the Chinese national couldn't handle it. Probably he was heartbroken. Maybe he was not so emotionally matured to handle that kind of rejection, because he must have felt he invested so much and he deserved better than that. So, on the 16th of September 2022, Gang went to Ummita's house, her family house, of course, where her mother was, and he was knocking on the door continuously while it was raining. That was after he had called Ummita several times and she refused to pick the call. He also called her mother several times, but Ummita had urged her mother not to take calls from Gang. So Gang was obviously infuriated. He stood there in the rain, banging at their gate continuously, but Ummita urged her mother not to open the gate because she already knew that was Gang. But Gang was not backing out. He was not ready to back out. He had his game plan. So Gang broke into the house. Of course, he went through over the fence, broke it. When the mother opened the door, eventually when he jumped through the fence, Gang shoved her mother and went straight for Ummita's room. Now that tells me this man knew her bedroom. Apparently, he had had access to her bedroom in time past. So he knew exactly where her bedroom was. So he went straight up to her bedroom where she was and he began stabbing her. He stabbed Ummita severally and she lost a lot of blood, passed out in the hospital. Did I say pass out? She gave up the ghost in the hospital. She didn't survive those stab wounds. It's a very sad story. Very, very sad story. Now, this side of Gang story has also created two divides. Some people are holding the view that Ummita got what she deserved because according to this group of people, she knew she was all for money. She knew she was not going to be with this guy, but for the money. Why did she allow him to spend so much if she knew she wasn't going to marry him? This same group of people are also even going further with their argument to say that Ummita knew from the onset that she was not going to marry Gang. They claim that she was just using him. She was just taking his resources from him. And when she gets to a certain class, build a certain class, she will dump him and just live her life like nothing happened. Another group holds a different view completely. And this group is of the opinion that, yeah, she collected his money. So what? After all, she dated him. After all, he must have slept with her several times while they were in the relationship. So she owed him nothing. This same group of people are of the opinion that no matter what she took from him, no matter how much he spent on her, he had no right to take her life. He could have gone to court. That is what this other group is saying. They are saying there are legal ways to go about issues like this. He could have gotten his money back, but legally. So there are two divides on what Gang did to his Kano State lover, Ummita. At this point, the trial is ongoing. We are expectant of the outcome of the trial. We cannot predict the outcome, but all we ask and seek is that justice be served at the end of the day. Now, at this point, let me quickly remind you that justice isn't just for the victim. Justice is for the victim, justice is for the accused, and justice is for the society at large. Justice is supposed to spread a balance across all these three that I have mentioned. So we're going to watch out. We're going to be on the lookout to see how this case comes to an end. And I promise to bring you updates as soon as judgment is delivered on this matter. In the meantime, make the right decision. I cannot decide for you, but you choose which of the divides you want to go with. Always remember that to every action, there are consequences. So guys, have you subscribed to this channel yet? If you haven't subscribed, what exactly are you waiting for? Please subscribe and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to know when next we upload a story. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like it. Leave your thoughts concerning the story in the comment section. Let me know which of the divide you stand for. In the meantime, take care of yourself, take care of your emotions, take care of your mental health. Be kind to yourself, be kind to the people around you, and always stay safe. I remain Dorcas Ige Olokun, and I love you.